When faced with a fully utilized transformer secondary and the need to add more connections for metering, particularly when using current transformer or CT metering on the secondary bushings, a tap box can provide a solution. Several manufacturers offer these devices to expand your metering capabilities. Eaton Crouse-Hinds provides solutions such as the meter hub catalog number 700-1700 and a 3-metering pocket assembly with catalog number 70173C. GE Power Distribution offers both a secondary metering hub catalog number S100-1300 and a metering transformer tap box catalog number S140,320. Hubbell Power Systems also provides options including a secondary metering tap box, catalog number 14,344, and a 3-metering tap box with catalog number 14,346. To install a tap box, follow these general steps. Firstly, mount the tap box securely to the transformer using the provided mounting hardware. Secondly, connect the primary wires, meaning the existing wires from the transformer's secondary bushings, to the appropriate terminals on the transformer side of the tap box. Thirdly, connect the secondary wires from the existing metering hub to the designated secondary spades located on the tap box. Fourthly, connect the additional secondary wires from the tap box to the new services that require metering. Remember, a critical consideration when selecting and installing a tap box is ensuring it's appropriately rated for the transformer's secondary voltage and current output. Verify that the tap box's voltage and amperage ratings meet or exceed those of the transformer to ensure safe and reliable operation. Always implement proper grounding techniques and ensure secure wire terminations according to established industry standards and prevailing electrical codes. These practices are essential for safety and to maintain the integrity of the electrical system. It is highly recommended to consult with the local utility company to confirm if there are any specific requirements or necessary approvals that must be obtained prior to installing the tap box. Adhering to utility regulations helps prevent potential issues and ensures compliance. Let's delve deeper into tap boxes designed for secondary metering, focusing on their function, selection criteria, and installation considerations. A tap box serves as an extension of the transformer's secondary terminals, allowing for the connection of multiple metering points without overloading the original terminals. This is particularly useful when the existing transformer is adequate for the load but lacks sufficient connection points for individual meters or services. When selecting a tap box, firstly, voltage rating is paramount. The tap box must have a voltage rating equal to or greater than the transformer's secondary voltage. Common secondary voltages include 208 volts, 240 volts, 480 volts, and 600 volts. Secondly, current rating is also critical. The tap box must be rated to handle the maximum continuous current expected from the transformer's secondary. This rating should be based on the transformer's kilovolt ampere or kVA rating and the system voltage. Thirdly, the number of taps needs consideration. Choose a tap box with enough terminals or space to accommodate the existing meters and any future expansion need. It's often prudent to select a tap box with a few extra taps to provide flexibility. Fourthly, enclosure type should be chosen based on the environment in which the tap box will be installed. Options include NEMA 1 for indoor use, NEMA 3R for outdoor use with rain protection, and NEMA 4X for corrosive environments. Fifthly, short circuit current rating, or SCCR, is the maximum short circuit current the tap box can safely withstand. This rating must be equal to or greater than the available fault current at the installation location. Now let's talk about installation guidelines. Firstly, de-energize the transformer. Before commencing any work, completely de-energize the transformer by opening the appropriate upstream breakers or switches. Verify the absence of voltage using a reliable voltage tester. Secondly, grounding is essential. Properly ground the tap box to the transformer's grounding system to ensure a low impedance path for fault currents. Use appropriately sized grounding conductors and connectors. Thirdly, wire sizing is important. Use conductors of the correct size and ampacity for the expected load currents. Refer to the National Electrical Code, or NEC, Table 310.15 for guidance on conductor ampacity. Fourthly, torque specifications are crucial. Tighten all connections to the manufacturer's specified torque values using a calibrated torque wrench. Loose connections can cause overheating and potential failures. Fifthly, wire termination should be done carefully. Use appropriate wire lugs or connectors for the conductor size and termination type. Ensure that the connections are clean, tight, and properly insulated. Sixthly, labeling should be included. Clearly label all conductors and terminals within the tap box to facilitate future troubleshooting and maintenance. Seventhly, inspection and testing should be done after installation. After completing the installation, thoroughly inspect all connections and wiring. Perform insulation resistance tests to verify the integrity of the installation. Eighthly, documentation is important. Maintain detailed records of the tap box installation, including the manufacturer's nameplate data, wiring diagrams, and test results. This information will be valuable for future maintenance and troubleshooting. Finally, let's touch on safety precautions. Always wear appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, including safety glasses, gloves, and insulated tools. Work in a well-lit and ventilated area. Follow lockout/tagout procedures to prevent accidental energization of the transformer. If you are not qualified to perform electrical work, hire a licensed electrician. Now let's consider some advanced considerations. Current transformers, or CTs, are often used in conjunction with tap boxes for metering applications. CT provide a scaled-down representation of the primary current, allowing for safe and accurate measurement of high currents. Be sure to select CT with the appropriate ratio and burden rating for the metering equipment being used. Demand metering is a technique used to measure the peak power demand over a specified time interval. Tap boxes can be used to provide the necessary connections for demand meters. Submetering involves installing individual meters for different tenants or departments within a building. Tap boxes can facilitate submetering by providing separate metering points for each subtenant. Power quality monitoring is the process of measuring and analyzing various parameters of the electrical power supply, such as voltage, current, frequency, and harmonics. Tap boxes can be used to connect power quality monitoring equipment. Harmonics are distortions of the sinusoidal waveform of the AC power supply. High levels of harmonics can cause equipment malfunction and overheating. Tap boxes can be used to connect harmonic filters to mitigate harmonic distortion. Surge protection devices, or SPDs, protect electrical equipment from voltage surges caused by lightning strikes or other transient events. Tap boxes can be used to connect SPD to protect metering equipment. Revenue-grade metering refers to meters that meet stringent accuracy requirements for billing purposes. Tap boxes used in revenue-grade metering applications must be carefully selected and installed to ensure accuracy. Thermography is a technique used to detect hotspots in electrical equipment using infrared cameras. Tap boxes should be periodically inspected using thermography to identify potential problems. Preventive maintenance is the practice of performing regular inspections and maintenance on electrical equipment to prevent failures. Tap boxes should be included in a comprehensive preventive maintenance program. Arc flash is a dangerous electrical explosion that can occur when there is a fault in the electrical system. It is essential to perform an arc flash hazard analysis before working on or near energized electrical equipment. Always wear appropriate arc flash PPE when working on or near energized tap boxes. Coordination studies are used to determine the optimal settings for overcurrent protector devices to minimize the impact of faults on the electrical system. Tap box installation should be included in coordination studies to ensure proper protection. Single-point grounding is a technique used to minimize ground loops and electrical noise in sensitive electronic equipment. Tap boxes used in single-point grounding systems must be carefully designed and installed. Transient voltage surge suppressors, or TVSS, are devices used to protect electronic equipment from transient voltage surges. Tap boxes can be used to connect TVSS devices to protect metering equipment. Uninterruptible power supplies, or UPSs, provide backup power in the event of a power outage. Tap boxes can be used to connect UPS to critical metering equipment. Now let's consider some common problems and solutions. Firstly, overheating connections. Overheating connections are a common problem in tap boxes, often caused by loose connections, corrosion, or undersized conductors. The solution is to tighten all connections to the manufacturer's specified torque values, clean corroded connections, and replace undersized conductors with appropriately sized conductors. Secondly, voltage drop. Excessive voltage drop can occur in tap boxes if the conductors are too long or too small. The solution is to shorten the conductor lengths or use larger conductors to reduce the voltage drop. Thirdly, nuisance tripping. Nuisance tripping of breakers or fuses can be caused by harmonics, voltage surges, or ground faults. The solution is to install harmonic filters, surge protection devices, or ground fault protection equipment to mitigate these problems. Fourthly, meter inaccuracies. Meter inaccuracies can be caused by faulty meters, incorrect CT ratios, or wiring errors. The solution is to verify the accuracy of the meters, check the CT ratios, and correct any wiring errors. Fifthly, corrosion. Corrosion can occur in tap boxes exposed to harsh environments. The solution is to use corrosion-resistant materials and coatings, and to regularly inspect and clean the tap box. Remember that working with electrical equipment can be dangerous, so always follow safe work practices and consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns. These tap boxes are essential components in electrical distribution systems, facilitating expanded metering capabilities when transformer secondary terminals are fully occupied. Careful selection, proper installation, and adherence to safety guidelines are crucial for optimal performance and safety.